Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take a quick look here again at Solana. Congrats to anybody who took a long here recently. This is fantastic. We got a nice Trump tweet all throughout the last 24 hours, basically just telling us, hey, we're due to continue higher based on good trade negotiations. And if I'm not mistaken, he's also having a White House announcement here shortly. So just be mindful of that. We got a lot of fundamental catalysts here. He's telling everybody to buy stocks and to go long effectively. And what do you know? The price is going up. I got to wonder how much he's making off this. Okay, regardless of that fact, let's take a quick look at back in liquidation data, see where we're at. There's a good chance we swept the majority, if not all of it. I mean, this whole local range between 154 and 160 is totally gone. So any late or early shorts is completely obliterated. And we can see that here, 149 to 155. All that is fully swept here. So there's nothing from a macro perspective kind of letting us know that we have more upside potential based on liquidation. Not to say we can't go any higher. Obviously, we should and could. In fact, we do have 156 as that local high. Decent chance we retest that level and take off from there. So that may be a good consideration for a long. We'll look at the charts here in a minute. But the easy way to understand it here is we got $3.5 billion in liquidation long delta. This is way too many longs. Not to say it's overextended by any stretch. We see that number for 3 or 4 days in a row, it'll probably be pulling back. This is the early phases here. These are like this euphoric, the craziness that everybody has right now because they're trying to FOMO in. So just know FOMOing into the top can generally be a bad idea. 160 has proven to be a strong resistance for us. So just note that we're probably not going to blast straight through it right away. Pending we don't hear anything obnoxious here soon from President Trump in a good way. It could be good obnoxious like we've seen in the last 24 hours. Either way you look at it, this implies you don't want to short. While you could find some success, the odds of success is lower because you're going to be going against the grain, and there's just too many people taking longs right now. All that said, most local area of open interest is 154. That's just above the local high. It's a really standard place to see the most amount of interest locally. Obviously 144 just before that. Now we take a look here at the overall sentiment. Let's take a look. Let's look at the weekly first and work our way down. Now we're still under some key levels here, right? So the 168 is that rough estimate of confluence with both the 50 and the 20-day SMA. That's generally construed as a resistance. So no matter how you look at it, that's going to be an area that we want to recognize could pose a potential slowing point. All that being said, though, we're right here at 50 on the RSI. We're soon to break bullish on the macro, which is a very good sign. Daily time frame we definitely have. But the weekly time frame, we need to be above that moving average to have some strength there, if you will. So best way to describe it, getting above this moving average and or this descending trend on the weekly would be a very advantageous sign. But when we look at advantageous scenarios here, or beneficial scenarios, however you put it, 145 is that point of control. We're above that level now, that held as a support just a couple of days ago, and we can expect further upside here because of that fact, right? It's mostly a very positive sign. Speaking of positive, daily timeframes also reflecting we got a MACD convergence, stochastic swinging up. RSI is fairly high, and we're back up over our moving average. So these are all things that were unexpected, but excellent. All right, so let's go ahead and put it this way here. We look at the daily time frame. We got our local high here, a one-day candlestick close at about 152. That's an area in which we would maybe want to consider a long because it's really common for local highs to be retested as new lows, at least before they take off. So me personally, it's hard to want to FOMO into 160, which is a key level resistance. I'd much rather wait for an opportunity that may not happen at this 153, 154. Okay, so that's kind of a good consideration there, just kind of generally looking at, the bird's eye view here on the daily. But both the daily and the weekly are mostly bullish. Daily for sure, weekly is almost there. We just need to be able to sustain this 160 or higher level, which I think is definitely possible. But looking at the 4-hour time frame, we can also recognize we're over every single moving average. It's going to be hard to find charts right now that are looking bearish on smaller time frames. Really, like they're all looking very strong, all very, very good. So truth is, there's nothing here telling us you should short at all. The only thing that you could consider shorting is this 160 level because that has been notoriously a strong resistance level for us in the recent past, and also it was a strong support before we lost that. So that's why we're basically retesting 160 as a resistance right now. So hypothetically you could find some success there, but I just think the odds of success is lower trying to short this market right now when everything's on fire. People just, shut up and take my money right now. It's basically the concept. So when you got this euphoric, almost nonsensical type of trading, you're better off going with the trend. Okay, and the trend right now is up, in case you didn't notice. So all sarcasm aside, longs are much more favorable consideration than shorts. It's just difficult for me right now to want to warrant or to take a long position at this exact moment, just based on the fact that most key level resistances are being tested, at least with this coin. There's a few others that have broken their resistance and are likely to run, but I think Solana, it may pull back. So a likely scenario here for me would be to see a pullback to this 150, the 150 to 155 range, just as an easy round estimate to kind of give you there. That's a better case scenario at this point, though. Honestly, if Trump keeps tweeting and things just keep going the way they are, we're probably just going to be running towards 200 soon. So what I'll do is I'll post a playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I'll try to highlight the areas in which you should consider securing profits. I mean, we do take a look at our previous resistances. If you recall this from before, 185 was that area of confluence where we had a lot of stopping points, basically lows and highs. So if we do end up running towards anything, 185 would be the initial area of consideration. So definitely thinking about along to that level here. So that's kind of where we're at there for the moment, folks. I hope this makes sense. I described it correctly. Thanks so much again for watching. Be sure to check us out at Bitunix between now and the 14th. That's like 5-6 days from now. There's a deposit reward bonus. Make sure you take advantage of this. It's really easy money. And then obviously join us over on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord if you haven't yet already. Got a lot of new people coming over. Oh, I've also got a TikTok too if you prefer that. That's kind of where I post my shorts. Those are all available for you there though. All right. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.